Number 3. The question is, two adjacent sides of a parallelogram are 24 centimeter and 18 centimeter. If the distance between the longer sides is 12 centimeter, find the distance between the shorter sides. We'll just draw a parallelogram and see what this means. This is your parallelogram. Let's say ABCD. Okay, and two adjacent sides of the parallelogram are given to you as 24 and 18. Let's say this is the longer side, 24 centimeter, and the adjacent side is, let's say, 18 centimeter. These two adjacent sides are given to you. If the distance between the longer sides is 12 centimeter, okay, distance between the longer sides 12 centimeter, what does this mean? Distance between the longer sides is 12 centimeter. Find the distance between its shorter sides. Okay, now distance between the longer sides from here, clearly AB and CD are the longer sides. So from here, if I drop a perpendicular, this becomes the distance between the longer sides. Is this clear? The longer sides and the distance between the longer sides. This is given to you as 12 centimeter, the distance between the longer sides. What you have to find is the distance between the shorter sides. So from here, if I'm dropping a perpendicular, this becomes my distance between the shorter sides. Okay, so this, let's call this P and let's call this Q. So dP is what? dP is the distance between the longer sides, right? And dQ is the distance between the shorter sides, right? I hope the distance between the longer sides and shorter sides is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now once we know the distance between the longer sides, that means now what is the area of this parallelogram ABCD? If I consider this as my height, which one becomes my base? This AB becomes my base, right? So base into height. Okay, so now which one is my base? AB is my base and DP is my height. Now put the values. 24 is AB and DP is 12. This much centimeter square. You can keep it as it is instead of multiplying, because we'll be working with it. This is not your answer. Okay. So whatever you get after multiplication is okay. Even if you don't multiply, it's okay. So this is the area of the parallelogram. Now, if I consider BC as the base, then this becomes my height, right? So that means what should be the area of parallelogram? Area of parallelogram ABCD is equal to base into height, which is equal to, now base I'm considering as BC and height I'm considering as DQ, right? And we need to calculate DQ because DQ is the distance between the shorter sides. And how much is the length of BC here? The length of BC here is 18 centimeters, right? Because opposite sides of a parallelogram
18,
are
sir.
equal. So 18 into DQ. So now we are getting area of parallelogram ABCD as 24 into 12 and area of parallelogram ABCD as 18 into DQ. So these two must be equal. So therefore, 24 into 12 must be equal to 18 into DQ, right? So from this, now you can find out the distance between the shorter sides, DQ. So that means 18 into DQ is equal to 24 into 12. That means if you divide both sides by 18, you'll get 24 into 12 divided by 18, right? Now you can find it out, cancel with 6. and then you can cancel with 4 here. You get this as 16 centimeters. And that is the required distance between the shorter sides. Any question?
No, sir.
We'll proceed with the next problem from same parallelograms only, and then I will proceed to a question on squares. Look at number 5. Number 5 here, the question states a flooring tile has a shape of a parallelogram whose base is 18 centimeter and the corresponding height is 6 centimeters. So tiles are of what shape? This. These are tiles. I'm drawing a smaller parallelogram because this is a size of a tile. Okay. This tile has base 18 centimeters and the corresponding height is 6 centimeters. So height is given, and if you're considering AB as the base, then this becomes your height, right? Let's call this point P. Okay. How many such tiles? How many these are all the tiles. How many of these tiles in the shape of parallelogram are required to cover a floor area of 540 meters square? Now there's a this is a floor area, not exactly rectangular, maybe some other shape. But the point here is whatever shape it is, its area is 540 meters square. How many of them will be required? So you will be covering this with this kind of tiles here, right? Isn't it? This parallelogram tiles, you'll be covering this area with this. So how many of these tiles are required, right? I start by saying, let the number of tiles required to cover an area of 540 meters square be X. Okay. Now see, there's a difference here that these measurements are given to you in centimeter. This measurement is given to you in meter square. Okay. So either you convert centimeter to meter or you convert meter to centimeter. But centimeter to meter conversion is easier. Okay. So what is the length of what is the base of each tile? Base of each tile 18 centimeter. Convert this to meters. This will be 18 by 100 meters, right? And what is the height of each tile? Height of each tile is this height is given to you as 6 centimeters, right? So 6 centimeters, which you convert to meters, will give you 6 by 100 meters. Keep it as a fraction. So what is the area of each tile? Therefore, area of each tile. Each tile is in the shape of parallelogram. So therefore, area will be base into height. And base is AB. Height is DP. This base, this is your AB, and this is your DP, right? So AB is 18 by 100 and DP is 6 by 100. This much meter square is the area of each tile, right? Now, how many tiles are required? I have taken X tiles to be required. So what is the total area? If area of one tile is this much, what is the area of X tiles? Area of X tiles is equal to this much, 18 by 100 into 6 by 100 into X, right? Meter square. This is the total area. But this total area, because we are covering this with these tiles, this area here is 540. Therefore, this area must be equal to 540. So according to a problem, 18 by 100 into 6 by 100 into x must be equal to 5. Now this is an equation which you will require to solve. Okay, so let's solve this equation. So 18 into 6 into x by 100 into 100 is equal to 540. Now cross multiply 18 into 6 into x is equal to 540 into 100 into 100. Now divide both sides by 18 into 6. So you get x is equal to 540 into 100 into 100 divided by 18 into 6. Right? So how much will this be equal to? Cancel this with 3 times, 30 times, and 6 will cancel with 35 times. So 5 into 100 into 100. 5 followed by 4 zeros. So how many tiles are required? 50,000 tiles are required to cover this area. Clear with this or any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is one problem from your parallelogram. We'll do one problem from squares. Okay, the last problem from squares. Yes, this is one problem from squares. But as the figure is not clear, so I'll be drawing the figure. Just read the problem to begin with. This is number 12 from my textbook. You can refer to your question number from your textbook. The question is, in the figure, ABCD is a grassy lawn. Okay, let me draw the figure first. Okay, and this part in the figure is shaded. Okay, now let's read the question. This is the figure that is given to you. We'll write the measurements later. Question is, in the adjoining figure, ABCD is a square grassy lawn of area 729. So this is of area 729. This is a grassy lawn, okay, in which people can do your morning walk and jogging. Okay, this is a grassy lawn. A uniform path, a path of uniform width runs all around it. Now, if you see, this is a path here. People can. This is not grassy, okay. So people can walk around this path, right? You can have your cycles also. You can have your uh, scooters and bikes also here. Okay. So this is the path of uniform width. Now, what do you mean by uniform width? Uniform width means this length here is uniform. All are same. Okay. All this is the same. Whatever the length is, this is the same. That means say x is the length here. This is the width. X is the width. Okay. All this is equal. That is what is meant by uniform. If the area of the path is 295, that means area of this path, that is unshaded part, is 295. Okay, let's me write here 295. Okay, this is your, let's say, red shaded part. This is 295 meter square, area of the red shaded part. Question is, find the length of the boundary of the square field enclosing the lawn and the path. Now you have what do you mean by length of the boundary of the square enclosing the lawn and the path? You have to find out the side of this square, right? Fine. Is this easy enough? Yes. Can anyone tell me how to proceed with this? if the area of the black shaded part, the grassy lawn, is 729 and the area of the red shaded part is 295, which is the path. So what is the total area of the square? Total area of the square forming the boundary. Forming the boundary is equal to area of the inner square, the grassy lawn, plus the area of the path around it, 295. So this comes to 1024 meter square. This is the area of the square of the square that surrounds the smaller square, right? Area of the bigger square. So what should be the side of the square? If I say let A be the side of the square, all this side is, let's say, A. So let A be the length of the boundary let A be the length of the boundary of the square field enclosing the lawn and the path. So therefore, what is the area of the boundary? Area of the outer square. If each side I have taken as A square, then area of the outer square is going to be A square. And what is the area here of the outer square? 1024. So according to a problem, A square must be equal to 1024, right? That means A must be equal to square root of 1024. And how to find out the square root of 1024? You can either find the square root by prime factorization method, or you can find this out by division method. The best way is division method. Okay, so you can find this out to be 32 meter. Okay, so each of this is equal to 32 meters. This much I have found out, and that was the first question. So we have answered the first question. Okay, second question. Second question is the width of the part. That means x. This x that we have taken, you have to find out this width. For this, what do you require? You require the area of the smaller square, right? The length of the smaller square, this one, right? So how much is this length? The area here is clearly 729. So if I say let B, let's say small b, be the side, be the length of the boundary, let's say, of the grassy lawn. Therefore, area of the grassy lawn is equal to B square. And what is the area given here? What is the area given here? Anyone? What is the area of the grassy lawn? 729, right? So B square must be equal to 729. Therefore, what is B? Square root of 729. Again, you can find the square root of this by prime factorization method or by division method.
It will be 27.
Okay. So the square root, if you find out, this will be 27 meters. Right. Now, what have we found out here? Which one is 27? This length here is 27. All this length here is 27. That means what should be the width here? What should be this x? Now, if you see, this length is x, right? This length is 27 and this length is x, right? So what is the total length here? What is the total length? 27 plus x, which is equal to 27 plus 2x, right? But what is the length here? What is the total length? 32. So therefore, this 27 plus 2x must be equal to 32, right? So therefore, 27 plus x must be equal to 32. And now you can solve this equation. 27 plus 2x is equal to 32, sorry, not 37. And that means 2x is equal to 37 32, sorry, minus 27. That means 2x is equal to 5. That means x is equal to 5 by 2 meters, which is equal to 2.5 meters, right? So this is the width of the path around it. Any question? No question?
No, sir.
Okay. This covers the squares also, and squares and parallelograms. Now, what we'll move on to is the area of a circle. Okay, area and perimeter of a circle. So see here, area and perimeter of a circle. Perimeter is also called the circumference of a circle. Okay, so whether you say perimeter or whether you say circumference, it's the same thing. If you have a circle and let's say if the center of the circle is C, and if you take any point on the circle, remember, you can take this point, or you can take this point, or you can take this point, any point on the circle that you take. And if you join C with that point, all these are called radii or radius of the circle. So CP, CQ, CR, let's say, is equal to R. And this we call as the radius. Plural is radii. Okay. When you're talking about more than one radius, we say radii. So CP is one radius, CQ is one radius, CR is one radius. Okay. And each of them form the radii of the circle. Okay. In this case, if you know the radius of a circle, then you can find out the area of this circle. The area of this circle is given by pi r square, where pi is normally taken as 22 by 7. Okay. Or mostly it will be given in the question whether to take 22 by 7, or can be taken as 3.14, or it can also be taken as 3.142. Normally these are three values that are mostly used for pi. If nothing is given, you can work with the fractional value 22 by 7. Okay. Okay. This is the area of the circle. Now, what about the perimeter or circumference of a circle? Perimeter is the length of the boundary. Of a circle. Perimeter of the circle is given by 2 pi into r. Okay. So these two are the formulas that you must remember. Area of a circle is pi r square and the perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r. Okay. So with the help of this, we are going to solve one problem, and a very important problem which we are going to solve here. Okay. So just look at this problem here, number 7. The figure is not visible, so I'll just draw the figure. The question here is in the, okay, let's me draw the figure first. Okay. Okay, this is the figure, and this is the common center of both the circles. Okay, and does anyone know what these two circles are called? Can anyone say what these two circles are called?
Sir, thickness.
These are called concentric circles. Okay, why concentric? Because both the circles have the same center. Let's say C here. C is the center of both the circles. Okay, the smaller circle as well as the bigger circle. Okay, and uh, the two circles have different radii. The smaller circle has a smaller radii, the bigger circle has a bigger radii, but they have the same center. Okay, so that is why these two circles are called concentric circles. Now let's read the problem. In the adjoining figure, the area enclosed between the concentric circles is 770 centimeter square. That means, what is the area between these two concentric circles? This. This is the area between these two circles. Okay, and you know what this is called? This shaded part. Shaded part is called a circular ring. Okay, the shaded part is called a circular ring. Okay, the two circles are forming a circular ring. Okay, it's not mentioned here, so you can remember this. Okay, next is, if the radius of the outer circle is 21, you can see the radius of the outer circle, they have shown this to be 21 centimeters. You need to calculate the radius of the inner circle. Now, what is the radius of the inner circle? From the center, if I draw this line here, let's call this point C, and let's call this point P, and let's call this point Q. Then this is the radius of the smaller circle. Okay. You need to calculate the radius of the smaller circle. That is, you need to calculate small r. So I start by saying, let the radius of the smaller circle be of the smaller circle be r. Okay. Therefore, what is the radius of the bigger circle given? Radius of the bigger circle is given to be 21 centimeter. Let's call this capital R, equal to 21 centimeters. Okay. Now, what is the area of the concentric circle given? Area between area of the shaded part is given to you as 770. So let's write this down here. This is given to be 770 centimeter square. Fine. Now, can you tell me what should be the area of this shaded part? Can anyone tell me what should be the area of this shaded part? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what should be the area of the shaded part? If you see very carefully, area of the shaded part is area of the outer circle minus the area of the inner circle. All of you agree? Area of the bigger
Yes, sir.
circle minus the area of the smaller circle, right? That is the area of the shaded part. So let's find out both the areas. Area of the bigger circle. Area of the bigger circle is pi r square, but which r? Radius of the bigger circle. So pi capital R square, right? So pi, and what is the value of capital R here? 21. So So put it here, 21 square. Okay, so this is, now you can put the value of pi as 22/7, and 21 square can be written as 21 into 21, right? So this you will get as, if you cancel here, this you will get as 22 into 3 into 21. Okay, so this you will get as 1386 centimeter square. This is the area of the outer circle. Now what is the area of the smaller circle or the inner circle? Area of the smaller circle. Area of the smaller circle is pi small r square, and we don't know the radius, so therefore we leave it at pi r square. Okay, pi r square centimeter square, because we need to calculate r. So therefore, what is the area or enclosed, area of the shaded part, area enclosed between the concentric circles? Is equal to area of the outer circle, 1386, minus the area of the inner circle, pi r square. All of you agree with this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
But what is the area of this part given? 770. So therefore, this part must be equal to 770, right? 1386 minus pi r square must be equal to 770, right? Anyone who disagrees? Yes? All understood? So 1386 minus pi r square is the area of the shaded part. But what is the area of the shaded part given? 770. So therefore, according to the problem, 1386 minus pi r square must be equal to 770. Right? Now we can solve this equation. How to solve this equation? 1386 minus 770. Take pi r square this side and take 770 this side. Get this as pi r square. Now how much is 1386 minus 770? This is equal to 616, is equal to pi r square. That means pi r square is equal to 616. That means now what is the value of pi here? Put the value of pi, 22/7 into r square is equal to 616. Now you can cross multiply. 22 into r square is equal to 616 into 7. Now you can divide both sides by 22. So r square is equal to 616 into 7 divided by 22. Right, now you can cancel and find out. This will cancel with 11 twice, and this will cancel with this 56 times, and this will again cancel here 28 times. So this is equal to 28 into 7. Right, now you can multiply 28 by 7, 28 into 7 to get 196. So r square you're getting as 196. Therefore, how much is r? It is the square root of 196. And by prime factorization method, you can find out the square root of 196 to be 14 meters. Okay, and that should be your answer. Or is it centimeters? It is centimeters. So this should be centimeters. Okay, so radius of the smaller circle is 14 centimeter. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, now this is something very important. This problem I'll come back tomorrow again with this problem. I'll stop here for today.